And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with our man Keith Fuster, our odds maker, on a beautiful Saturday with lots of racing action all over the country. Today I got to start with hit the late pick 4 yesterday. I owe you $20 because you talked me into put it towards the Jack Harmon buffet up there or something.
That's right. We got a buffet today upstairs.
Yeah, you got the buffet up there. So you talked me into that race. I was going real deep in yesterday.
Okay.
The straight 25 for 3-year-olds.
All right.
I hit the all button in that race,
Okay.
and hit the late pick 4.
Okay.
The late pick 4 paid $5.10. I go up to the window. It says I'm getting back $10.20. It's because of the Jennifer Shannon scratch horse.
See that? I
in
helped
race
you.
6. I hit
You
the
got
all
the fade
button because
twice.
you talked me into that horse. I hit the all
Found
button.
money.
Hit the late pick 4 twice. I didn't know that was possible with a scratched horse.
That's right. Went right to the favorite.
But
Perfect.
so
Now
I
put
have,
this
if
in
you
the pocket.
recognize the tie, I got my same lucky tie
All
on
right.
today because I'm going to be going after some pick 5s today, getting ready for that. Maybe if they don't hit the pick 6 down at Gulfstream today on their huge day, it'll be a mandatory payout in that pick 6 down there at Gulfstream tomorrow. So they got to get through Pegasus Day today. Maybe somebody would be Action Andy down there. Is he down there?
Yeah, he flew down last night.
He'll be down there taking a swing at it. So we'll talk about the Pegasus here in a second. But let's tell you about the races we have right here at Laurel Park. $400,000 stake races this afternoon. Starting in race 5, we have the Marshall Stakes for $100,000, and then the Frank Whiteley, the Nellie, the Native Dancer, and the Nellie Morris. So we have lots of coverage for those races. Good interviews, some trainers, video spotlights. So lots of coverage there. When we get to the 5th race, we'll talk about the 4 stakes we have this afternoon. Let's show you the big race of the day, though, the world's richest horse race. Forget about the Triple Crown, the Breeders' Cup. How about a $16 million race, the Pegasus World Championship Invitational today down there at our sister track, Gulfstream. It'll be race 12 down there, going a mile and an eighth, $16 million. There's the field with the odds. Keith, I'm going to give you a 30-1 shot. Who's going to beat Chad Brown? He just won the Eclipse Award for the 2nd year in a row. He has the 6-year-old mare, Stellar Wind, who we know well around here, going against the boys. She's the first female to take on the boys. This is only the 2nd running of the Pegasus, but I like Stellar Wind to pull off a shocking upset for the new connections today.
Definitely, pulling for basically kind of a local horse, we could say. Kind of went on and do bigger and better things, and she's going to have to step it up a little bit. I mean, this is the toughest task to date for Stellar Wind, but I wouldn't think, the connection would be putting her in there, if they didn't think she had a chance. A couple live long shots, I think. Maybe War Story. You see their line at a big price on the line, 25-1. Even Gunnavera. I think Sharp As Tech is the real key to the race. A horse that knows the track, a trainer that's done phenomenal at Gulfstream. He is going to make them work for it, no doubt about it. Gunrunner's going to have to get through him, I believe. I think things could line up. We're going to monitor the races down at Gulfstream. You know I can play sometimes. Speed can carry a long, long way, but Sharp As Tech, I think, is the key to the race. He's in deadly form right now, stretching a little bit further. He's going to be tough.
I saw your colleague Willard last night up there. He likes Sharp As Tech, a freakish miler for Norton Navarro. We'll see if he can get 9 furlongs today. So that's they have a huge day down there at Gulfstream. The stake races all afternoon down there, and then the last race of the day is the 12th race, the $16 million Pegasus, and there's the Pegasus down there at Gulfstream. There's Mr. Pegasus himself, and you can win a nice Pegasus prize pack here today at Laurel Park. This is pretty cool. Enter at a Laurel program stand for a chance to win one of 5 Pegasus prize packs with merchandise, a souvenir bag, plus a $100 wager. You can't beat that, right? $100 wager?
I might need that.
We might both need it. And then we have a nice little handicapping tournament starting today. The Cure the Winter Blues handicapping tournament starts today. Weekly prizes plus a grand prize. So go to the guest services booth, first floor of the clubhouse, to learn more about that. All right, let's get right to it here. Let's show you the weather. Beautiful weather today. We'll have a beautiful, perfect, fair play and fast track, right?
It has been consistent over the last several racing cards. So, yeah, beautiful day. Get out here, get out on the apron, enjoy our live product. There you go. 56.
Sonny, can't beat
Heat
that
wave.
for I think
Lovely
a
Laurel.
couple years ago we had that big blizzard right about now, back in 2016.
Not
So
think about that. Let's blaze through though these first 4 races. I know you've got some great stuff, some good interviews later on the card. Let's get cranking.
all right,
on the opener.
race 1's going to kick off the rolling super high 5, low 15% takeout in the super high 5. That starts race 1. We'll also kick off the early pick 5 in the opener with that industry low 12% takeout, mandatory payout here on the early pick 5. We're going 9 furlongs here in the opener. Race 1 claiming $5,000 $5,000 for 4-year-olds or older horses. Never won 3. I go with the 5 Vocab in good form right now for Scott Lake. Looking for 3 in a row today. Jomar Torres will ride.
Okay, in sharp form right now, and Scott Lake really good at going through the conditions with his runner. I still think this horse is going to have to step it up a little bit. Was sitting off of a duel last time. He gets back to a tougher spot. But we could have a duel ensuing here with Still Burning, the speed, How You for Money, both very quick. I'm going to take a shot coming back with the 2 Some Promises. Big try off the layoff. You see that race 3 back, a 66 buyer. Was well clear of the morning line favorite. Can't make this up. And the next two, maybe a little bounce with a little traffic in the stretch. Wasn't going to get it done second time off the layoff and really wasn't comfortable at all. I think he holds the value in here. I think he can stalk, maybe make the first run into the speeds. He's going to have to kind of hold off. Can't make this up. We see Charlie DeMario watching today. That's good. He's got a closer in there. Smart question. Wants a hot, heavy pace up front at a big price. That's your 1 horse in here. I like the 2 Some Promises at 6-1 on your morning line.
And good to see former Marlboro Racetrack leading rider Walter Yagas on the 2 Some Promises here in the opener. So a beaten nickel there, going 2 turns in race 1. Let's take a look at race 2. A nice maiden special weight early on in the card to kick off the early pick 4. We're going a flat mile, 3-year-old fillies. I go with the 4 Hotcha. Be a popular favorite in this race for Grand Motion. Motion with 2 runners in this race, and it's a well-bred 3-year-old filly by Bernardini out of a Medallia the Oro mare. The debut here at Laurel last October was pretty good. A good third against Maiden Special Weight Company. Now she's had the winner off. Comes back fresh as a 3-year-old. Blinkers on today. First time LASIK, so lots to like here, I think, for the Motion filly. He has 2 live runners in this race.
No, absolutely. I think Malibu Sun, a surprise, maybe the lesser of the 2, but gets lynched. This horse, stretching out, should enjoy the move to a mile. I'll take a flyer with the 1. Life's a Gamble, a first-time starter for Robert Reed, teaming up with Pennington. This is a really strong family. Silver Heart, Aspen Glow. He's only run 1 horse, though, long, first time out in the last 5 years. He's done it, and the horse did win. So I'm going to take a shot that this horse is ready. Looking at the breeding, I think she suggests that she's going to be ready to go.
Yeah, it's been a solid producer, this mare, and this filly's by Malibu Moon. So this filly also has a full brother, Lunar Empress, who made about $152,000. So nice family here for the 1. Life's a Gamble, tough assignment, going a mile in debut, but you get first-time LASIKs. Frankie Pennington down the ride. He could be having a big Saturday down here at Laurel Park. So a couple nice early maiden special weights here. Race 2 is a nice maiden special weight. Another nice maiden special weight here in the 3rd. We're going 7 furlongs here in race 3, maiden special weight for 4 and up, and I go with the Shadwell Farm homebred, number 7, mature a bit for a 4-year-old first-time starter here for trainer Mike Pino. Horse has been working well up there at Parks. This guy's by Medallia de Oro. The Dam, she wasn't too much. She was only 1 for 8, made about $47,000. This is the second foal to run. I think this horse will get a good trip breaking from the outside here. Gets a good 7 post in debut, LASIKs in debut. Pino, he can come down here with some live runners. I'll take a shot here with the 7.
Yeah, if I didn't see that stat 0 for 15, for the last couple of years with the first
race 3, guys.
Race 3. Go back though, Stan. I mean, he's like 19% over the last 5 years with the debut runners. A 4-year-old taking a little while to get to the races. Doesn't have a hugely tough task. When do you see it though? This scenario pan out. Maiden special weight race, right? Your two of your choices, and what I believe is going to be your favorite in the 3, Malibu at Midnight, coming off of claims for 10,000, recent 10,000 claims, moving up into the ranks. So it's kind of telling you, maybe not the strongest maiden special weight event, which bodes well, I guess, for the 7 making the debut. I like Malibu Midnight. We got a little video from that last race, a good sustained run off the pace at 6 furlongs. I think this horse is going to appreciate the little extra ground. Do we have a video of that?
No, I didn't see any video on this
13th?
horse.
Okay, well, we're going to scrap that. I think this horse can make a good run off the pace to get it done. Speed, Dutch Blitz, though, coming in from Woodbine for Allison Principe. Meets up again with Zapcat, who they faced back in October on the synthetic up at Woodbine. Could be the speed of the speed. Malibu Midnight, I think, gets it done.
All right, so a couple nice maiden special weights early on in the card. Let's take a look at race 4. Is going to kick off the middle pick 4, going 5.5 furlongs here. 16,000 starter allowance company. I go with the 7, my top pick, Wild Dreams. A good second last out against first level allowance company. Finds easier company today. Gets 7 pounds off with the Bug Boy Weston Hamilton. Get a nice stalking trip on the outside. I think the 7 Wild Dreams be awfully tough here in the 4th.
Agreed. Faced tougher in Concordia's way last time out, and was down inside of that rival, shifted out, and kept on very well to the wire. I think he'll dog the speed. Crimson Secret's very fast, just to his inside. He's going to have to keep him in his sights. I think he can wear him down. But in arrears, jumping in condition for Brandon McFarland, a good effort last time out. I'm not really worried about jumping the condition against this field. Perfect cover, super sharp. He's going to make a run into the pace.
All right, so nice little starter allowance there in the fourth race. We both like the 7 Wild Dreams. Let's get a quick commercial break. Race 5 starts the stakes action this afternoon. $400,000 stake races. We'll take a look at them right after this.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at the first of $400,000 stake races this afternoon. Race 5 is the Marshall. It'll kick off that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Small little carryover, a little over 300 in the Pick 6 carryover. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. $44.80 play. I'm going to go only 2 deep here in the Marshall. I like the 2 Enrage and the 3 Limited View. Race 6 is a nice allowance race. I love the 4 Child's Play in there, but the 3 Cherry and the Hawk will be awfully tough. Race 7, the Native Dancer. I love John Jones in there, the 4, but the 2 of Fleet Willie is going to run a big race. I'm hitting the all button in the Frank Whiteley. I like the 4 Old Time Revival at 9-2, my top pick, but the 1 Whirlin' Curlin could win. I think several live possibilities there. And the Frank Whiteley hitting the all button. Race 9, the Nellie Morse. I love the 7 line of Best Fit, but the 6 Skyflower, I think, sitting on a big race, and then a beat nickel there in the finale of the 2 Ballroom Dancer and the 5 Wildcat Gaze for Leatherberry. Look like the top 2 there in the 10th race. Let's take a look here. Race 5, the Marshall Stakes for 3-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. And well, let's start with the Jen Talking on December 30th here at Laurel Park. Both Enrage and Limited View coming out of the Jen Talking. Here's the start of that race.
Engage clearly got a little better trip. You see Limited View had to break from the rail, kind of bore out a little bit at the break and bounced around. We're going to see this one more time right there. The 2 horse actually just to her outside bobbled slightly, but she comes out, makes pretty good contact, and then goes up for the lead. You know, she just never got comfortable. Enrage is just to her outside the 9. You see Limited View there, even a little bit of a slight steady past the 5:16 and just kind of packs it in, Stan, through the final quarter of a mile. But Enrage, the shipper coming in for Ben Colebrook, just turns on very willingly to the wire behind Strategic Dreams, who circled from the outside to get it done, a little alter course to the inside. But Enrage is a stayer. But if you watch Sheldon Russell during that race, he was kind of pressing her, riding her pretty hard, scrubbing on her around the turn to keep pace. I'm looking at this field. I don't see a lot of speed. I think Limited View bounces back. She could be the favorite in here.
Sure.
I think she's the controlling speed with a good break in the Marshall Stakes and kind of turn the tables on Enrage.
Yeah, I thought she just had a horrible trip there in the Jen Talking. You saw her, lucky leaf blowing through here. You saw her in traffic there, down there on the inside. Didn't look like she liked getting dirt in her face. And I think Prado did the wise thing. He didn't pressure her too much turning for home. He kind of knew he was out of it. He protected the filly, saved her for another day. She's come back with a nice bullet 5 furlong work here at Laurel, January 16th, 59-4. We caught up with Limited View's trainer, John Salzman Jr., yesterday here at Laurel Park, talking about his 3-year-old filly here for the Marshall.
Well, she's doing fine. She came out of the last race perfect. We had the 1 hole. We were going 7/8. We were pinned down the inside. We probably used her a little too much too soon, and the track wasn't in the best of conditions. So hopefully, the track seems to be really good, and we're in the middle of the pack. It's a 6-horse field, so hopefully she'll break good and sharp. It doesn't look like a lot of speed in the race, so we'll let Edgar figure all that out when we get to it.
All right, so you heard him say she's breaking from the middle of the pack. Doesn't think there's a lot of speed. Maybe you can kind of read between the lines there. They're hoping for a sharp break, and like you say, I think she might be the main early speed.
That's the whole key. And if anybody else wants to go, we've seen her be able to rate. I think she can kind of maybe tip out to the outside of horses and make a run from there when she gets that stride going and covering ground. When she's comfortable and relaxed, she can put on a show, no doubt about it. That's the whole key. Enrage turning back in distance. The 2-back try, Mia Mischief, who beat her, was an Asmussen horse, came back, I believe, in either won the Dixie Bell or was just beaten, ran a 77 by her. She's a nice filly down there at Churchill. So She's kept the right kind of company. I'm just 6 furlongs is my biggest key.
What horse is that?
The 2 in Rage.
Okay, yeah.
If you, like I said, when you watched her, Sheldon was really kind of after her to stay
Right.
close to the pace in that 7 furlong gin talking. Will she kind of sit back and try to make another run? Because I don't know if she wants to force the issue. She'll dog you, no
Right.
doubt about it. She'll stay around.
So we both like a 3-2-5 here. The
Yep.
5 off my stage, a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. Nice allowance win last out for Mark Reed. This filly by more than ready. Should get a nice stalking trip on the outside with Steve Hamilton. The 5 off my stage.
Steadied along, had a lot of trouble early on in that race. Finally got to the outside, but boy, she's making improvement by leaps and bounds for this barn.
You got the 1 in your top 4. I don't blame you. Enchanted Ghost is her last 2 here at Laurel Park. She's by Ghost Zapper. Here's her last win against Allowance Company going a mile late December. Now she cuts back in distance today for Amy Smith. I think this Ghost Zapper filly could be pretty nice.
Really sharp. I like the steady improvement. Digs in, child's play, comes kind of right up onto her. She says no, denies that rival. Now she's going to have to see if she can kind of come from a little bit further back. I don't think she's kind of quite got the early speed of some of these other horses, but I think Hammy's expecting a big late run, and she doesn't have to deal with a whole lot of traffic, a shorter field. She's on her game right now.
So nice field here. 6 talented 3-year-old fillies for $100,000 in the Marshall. This race kicks off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That'll feature $400,000 stakes in today's Pick 6. Let's take a look at race 6, which will kick off the late Pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout here on the late Pick 5. No carryover today, but this will be played well, I think, today. We'll have strong handles, I think, all day long in our multi-race wagers. We're going a flat mile here in race 6. Let's throw up we got okay, let's do the stat here on Sherry and the Hawk, impressive winner last out.
Yeah, over the last 2 years, Schoenthal 8 for 24, 33%, and 12 for 14 in the money with runners who ran a top fig last out while routing on the dirt. ROI of 275. Well, she topped out last time at a 63, her only 3rd career start. That was her first time going a mile, 2nd time blinkers, and off of a troubled trip, 2 races back behind first. She really relished. Look at that final quarter. Strong move for Cherry and the Hawk.
Let's show it. Let's show it.
let's watch
January
that video.
19th, Cherry and the Hawk. We got the video. She win by 8.5. That's not high. She got a strong 63 buyer in this win. Talk us through it here,
Yeah,
Keith.
just kind of monitoring that was the Moquette horse, I believe, on the front end. Violent Fit. It just kind of went up with her. Just a little bit of nudging by Sheldon. Confidently handled there past the 5/16 pole, going this mile distance. Boy, when he asks, she responds to go ahead and win by 8. What's that? 8.5 lengths. Yeah, really kind of took to it there. We looked at her breeding. We talked about her breeding that day. Wasn't going to be an issue. I think she was kin to a runner or two that stretched out and ran well. The light bulb has gone on. This is what she wants to do, the 1-turn mile.
Yeah, an impressive win there for the 3, Sherry and the Hawk. I use her in my exacta. I got the 4 Child's Play on top here for the Claudio Gonzalez barn. Gonzalez with 2 winners yesterday. This filly's by Freedom Child. Looks like a nice claim. She won by 15 going 2 turns when Claudio claimed this filly. Good second last out behind Enchanted Ghost going a mile. So I think the 4 Child's Play is going to be right there and give the 3 Sherry and the Hawk all she can handle today.
You got to like the improvement. Kind of denied. We saw that video when Shannon Ghost. She went kind of right up.
Right.
Looked like she was going to get past and was not. Stormologist is my price user in here. I liked her last race in the mud. You know, she avoided trouble. She took pressure. The rider was kind of into her all the way. I like that. She kept on going. Reminded me of that Capuano horse, I believe, from last year. I think she's getting better and better. I don't think we've seen the best of Stormologist yet. She's my price user underneath.
Yeah, you liked her last time. She ran a big race last out. Who we missing here? Anybody else on the outside? Vente to go. This horse has done nothing wrong. She was a good 3rd behind Child's Play and Enchanted Ghost last out going a mile. She's never been worse than 3rd in 5 starts. J.D. Acosta been riding very well recently. Nice win yesterday on that Eubanks horse. J.D. takes the call here on the 9.
Another El Patrino like Cherry and the Hawk. Is down. We lost way too soon, no doubt. Vente to go has kind of shown what she is. She holds form. She's right in the mix, no doubt about it. Firth, I think, can improve. That was first time Lasix on the dirt when beating Cherry and the Hawk, and she's another one of family. She's a half to a 7-time route winner on the dirt. So Firth, I think, no problem on the stretch out here and you should get a little bit of value because her numbers really kind of aren't up to these other ones. But I think she'll be okay. She'll improve on the stretch.
Race 6, not a stake race, but a nice group of 3-year-old fillies, allowance runners. You might see some big things down the road from one of these 3-year-old fillies in the 6th race today. So let's take a look here at the 7th race. I know you like the late pick 4. It starts in race 7, the Native Dancer going a mile and a 16th. Let's take a look at your late pick 4 ticket.
Yeah, only a $24 ticket. We'll get you spread. You know, are Fleet Willie and John Jones just going to run around the track together? I don't know. I think something could pop up in there. Maybe we'll have a little bit of an upset. I'm going to go 4 deep in there. The 1, 2, 4, and 6. Did I get this right? River Deep was a later scratch?
Yes, he's
okay.
out. Yep.
Yeah, I did not get him on the early scratches, so we'll have to adjust accordingly. 1, 2, 4, 6 in the 7th. In the 8th, the 3, the 4, Old Time Revival, and the 8, Wentz coming in for service. He looks like he could be any kind. In the 9th race, the 3 and the 7, Jewellerette and Line of Best Fit. I agree with you, Stan. Line of Best Fit gets another chance today after stumbling in the break and losing a rider. And in the 10th, the 3 and the 5, $24 ticket for your late pick 4. So let's talk about the Native Dancer.
Let's talk about the Native Dancer, 100,000, 4 and up, going a mile and a 16th. Let's take a look here at the 4, John Jones, my best bet today. I think Lacey Gaudet has this now 6-year-old son of Smarty Jones in good form. Here's his last win in the Jennings, December 30th. Fired a strong 93 buyer in this win. The Hall of Famer Edgar Prado will ride once again today, and I think with his early speed, he allows himself just to have a nice trouble-free stalking trip, and I think he'll get a beautiful trip today.
Yeah, 0 for 3 at a mile and 16th, but he's won at a mile and an 1/8 over this course, so he's won at the 2 turns and got the job done. Finally put it all together. Is he back? Is he officially back? Do you think, Stan?
I think so.
He's at that level. You know, he's got, like I say, he's got a lot of Ricky Bobby, and he's either first or your last. Look, 24 starts, 9 wins, only 1 second and 1 third.
Right.
He's going to have to deal with Fleet Willie at some point during this race. I think it helps him that River Deep comes out of this race because I think he was going to force the issue. But I think if Fleet Willie can bounce back, we've got video of his race on the 8th.
All right, we had the sound on John
Jones.
Jones.
Let's go to the
quick.
sound on John Jones.
Forget what I say about John Jones. Here's what Linda Gaudet has to say about the 8-time winner here at Laurel Park.
He's doing well. He's very happy, as you can see. He's kind of a ham. The work was great, well within himself, galloped out great, and this morning was, a handful. Lacey just got on a plane to go to Florida for the Eclipse Awards, and she's worried to death that she's not going to be here tomorrow to gallop him, but we'll make it through without her. So she'll be back Saturday morning. And I think there's a little more speed in this race, but I don't think he has to be on the lead. He, stalked a little bit the other day. Edgar's flying up to ride him, and Salzman's filly, so we're pretty confident. He always gets, he puts in a big effort.
All right, so there's John Jones hamming it up there with Linda Gaudet, the general manager, shall we say, of Team Gaudet. What a nice claim this horse has been. You look at the work since the last win, 2 very nice works, 1 minute and 2 bullet 5 furlong work. That was last Monday here at Laurel Park. So John Jones hopefully keeps his winning form today. He's my top pick. Let's talk about a Fleet Willie, though. I ran into Claudio Gonzalez yesterday. He won 2 races yesterday. He's high on this horse. He thinks a Fleet Willie is going to run a big race. Here's the last race from January 8th in the Dave's Friend.
Yeah, and pretty much lost all chance right out of the break. Kind of got bounced around, pretty jostled in there, pretty good. Steadying, and then he was taken to the outside. Torres kind of took him out and rushed him up. We're going to watch that start one more time. Actually, even maybe a little bit of a bobble for him, but you can't give that up against horses like Favorite Tale, Struth, great stuff, seasoned crack sprinters. And the one thing, Claudio, he was always a little bit leery, though, at 6 furlongs, knowing that really wasn't his best distance and prime distance.
And went 108 and 4.
Yeah, against a group like that, he's taken to the outside, even a little steady, trying to get that room there towards the half-mile pole, and just kind of fizzles out around the turn. That's good enough, guys. I know we're a little short on time. But coming back to the mile and a 16th distance, he's got a real good turn of the foot, a burst of speed. We saw it on the 11th of November when he kind of got in trouble out of the gate, circled rivals with that big bold move and beat Discreet Lover, who went up to beat, I think, maybe a better horses, and took care of John Jones when John Jones's 2-back race. So they're going to hook up at some point. I don't think either one is going to be able to kind of shake the other. All things being equal out of the gate, we could end up with a nice little match race if things don't get too crazy on the front end. By the 5/8 pole, if they're setting kind of a moderate pace, these two could maybe run away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, it's they're too talented. They both love it here at Laurel Park. They're talented stakes runners here at Laurel for top connections. How about the one final prospect, the Maryland-bred son of Jump Starts, in good form for Gary Capuano. Just won a nice 3 other than allowance race last Friday, so he's coming back here in 8 days. That could either go really well or not so well. Sometimes when they get in real sharp form, they stay in sharp form if you run them back quick. So Fergal Lynch will get a nice ground-saving chip here on final prospect. Maybe pull off the upset. Couple nice 3 other than allowance winners in this race. Final prospect and then the 6, Mano Gahila.
Yeah, he's coming back quick. Manana Gahila, what a job Kelly Rubley's done. Where has this improvement come from? Drastic improvement in a short time. Was hoping River Deep stayed in. That's why I kind of used him underneath as the horse. It was going to get a little bit more flow. I'm worried now with River Deep out of it that a Fleet Willie and John Jones just might go ahead and control it on the front end.
Now, real nice addition here of the native dancer, going a mile and a 16th to kick off the late pick 4, final pick 4 of the afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the Frank Whiteley. $100,000 for 3-year-olds going 7 furlongs. My price play of the day, here's the 4 old-time Revival, 9-2 for trainer Kenny Decker and Jackson Better Farm. They were red hot last week, and they won 3 races last weekend. These connections, including with Awesome Banner and the Fire Plug. Here's old-time Revival's win December 11th here at Laurel, going 7 furlongs. Maiden special weight, got a strong 77 buyer in this win, went 124 flat. That's pretty quick. He made a big improvement in this race to break his maiden coming off the layoff.
Maynuth, who has kind of a case of seconditis, rolled up onto him, but I tell you, I went back and read the footnote on this race, and I said, hard held, just off the pace. Confident handling. You see this horse straight and true on his correct lead, very eager through the wire. He looks like he's figured it out now. He was a horse we talked about yesterday, was well bet in his debut. Now, Kenny Deckers usually don't get pounded like that. This horse was bet down to 3-1 against a good field, came back, did not really run a step, bumped a little bit, had some trouble early behind Barry Lee, who's gone on to do good things. This horse is fresh. The works indicate he's ready. I like him proven at 7 furlongs, as is the 3, still having fun.
Yeah, look at those works. You think this horse sitting on a sharp effort here, 47-2, 59-1. We caught up with the red-hot trainer, Kenny Decker, a couple mornings ago, talking about old-time Revival, a 3-year-old son of Brethren for Jackson Better Farm.
He's doing real well. We had him nominated to the Jerome, and they ended up, with their issue up there, and we didn't get a chance to go. So we worked him back, worked real good. Looks good going into this race here. We'll see what happens. There's some nice horses in there, and we'll get an idea of what kind of colt we got. I like to kind of sit like we sit in the maiden race, kind of sit a little off of somebody and make our run at them. We're trying to get him stretched out, to possibly 2 turns. So we're trying to get him to relax some. So if we can get somebody inside want to be in front and us sit off of them, that's what we're looking for.
All right, so a couple of things Kenny Decker said I like. They were thinking about the Jerome for this horse up in New York, number 1. And also he thinks this horse will want to go longer down the road, so he'll be dead fit for the 7 furlongs today. That was the distance he broke his maiden at. I think this horse, and breaking from the 4-hole, I think will get a nice trip with Cowboy Steve Hamilton.
I think we like him a little bit. Maybe I've got him lined a little too high at 9-2.
That's
I think
right.
Maybe he'll be coming down off of that.
Well, no, because they're going to bet some other horses in this race. I mean, it's a talented field. We also have a video. Let's talk about Whirlin' Curlin first, who I have in my exact. A big effort 2 starts ago when he won the Maryland Juvenile for 30. Got an 83 buyer in that win. He regressed a little bit in the half on December 30th. He's trying to get back in good form today. J.D. Acosta gets aboard for the first time. He's got a break from the dreaded 1-hole going 7-8. So
I don't know what happened. Is he the 83 or is he the 60? What kind of horse is he? When you look at the buyers, he jumped up, and maybe he was just kind of spinning his wheels in the half. They were going quick up front, and he just could not kind of keep pace. Maybe in this situation, this field, looking at it, maybe he can keep him in the sights. tough horse to figure out right now. Off of that, he's got that one big number, and then kind of regress. So we'll see about Whirling Curlin.
The horse you have in your exact, this horse hadn't done anything wrong yet either. Still having fun. A nice debut win. A good second behind Whirling Curlin in the Maryland Juvenile. Look at the bullet work last Sunday, going 5 furlongs here for the 3. Still having fun.
Yeah, sharp debut. Had trouble at the gate, kind of bounced, actually hit the gate and made a big wide move to win going away. Nico Bree and TJ came back to run a good number, and had a tough trip again December the 9th in the Juvenile Futurity. Came away a little slow, was a little bit ranked. This horse was real eager to kind of get up towards the front, and then he found himself in a tough spot down inside of horses when the rail was not good. Boy, he never gave up, though. Only beating a neck. You have to love that effort, and he's bounced back with a couple big works. I like the 3/4 move on January the 11th of 114 flat breezing. Good move.
Yeah, it's a nice. I hit the all button here in the Frank Whiteley. I don't use the 8 wins in my top 4 at all, but I hit the all button because this horse can absolutely win. But a couple questions. I'm sure you went back and looked at all the times from the whole day on November 7th, November 27th at Parks. This horse broke its maiden special 8. Got a strong 84 by the 7 furlong time. Wasn't that quick? 126 and 4. I'm assuming must have been a dead slow track
heavy
that day.
Track, and you get that at Parks. You'll see that sometimes. You'll scratch your head. But this is a horse in his debut was beaten by Stratosphere, but was favored, and that was a Pletcher first-time starter that went into Parks, and usually they're going to get all the money. No, this horse was well met in both races, comes back to win. Likes to drift a little bit. That's got some concern. He's been off a little bit longer than some of these. Right. But, Service when he comes in here in these sprint stakes.
He's locked and loaded. John C. got the money last weekend with Miss Locust Pond. So, wins with that early speed. He'll get a nice trip on the outside with Frankie Pennington. I don't use the horse in my top 4, but he can absolutely win this race. The 6 VIP code can win coming off the layoff here for Phil Schoenthal. The Grade 2 Remsen going 9 furlongs didn't go too well, but hadn't done anything wrong before that.
This horse kind of caught my eye, especially in his first race. He kind of really ran professional. He's been well schooled, made a nice little move, kind of worked between traffic behind Barry Lou, who we talked about, has gone on and run well. If there's a horse kind of maybe sitting there waiting to make that next move up, he looks like the one to me, and I think he'll relish this distance.
Let's talk about the 2 real quick. Old Fashioned Club. We have a video here for the 2 Old Fashioned Club. This horse just galloped last Saturday here at Laurel Park, going a mile and a 16th against First Level Allowance Company, won by 6 1/4. This was his first time going 2 turns. A slight cut back today to 7 furlongs. Jamie Ness has his 3-year-old son, Old Fashioned, in good form right now. Pimentel will ride. How about this horse?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about the stat on the stretch out for Ness. Now he's turning back. Doesn't run a ton of horses in stakes, Ness does. But he keys up against Divine Entry, who we saw came back there and right behind, a bang-up second in the half. Old Fashioned Club will sit. He's going to have to improve, though. His sprint race is going to have to improve a little bit to get past some of these. But Jamie's got him in great form right now.
All right, so 7 talented 3-year-olds and a $100,000 Frank Whiteley. Let's take a look here at the Nellie Morse race 9 to kick off the late daily double. We're going a mile and a 16th here. Filly and Mares 4 and up. The 7 line of Best Fit, my top pick. But we have a video spotlight here for the 6 Skyflower. Let's show you Skyflower's last race. A good second in the 38 go-go here at Laurel back on January 8th.
Skyflower encountered trouble going into the far turn, was shuffled back. We didn't quite catch that, but still caught behind horses, leaving the 3/8 pole, and finally right through a tiny little seam there at the quarter pole and makes a good run up to threaten, but wasn't quite good enough. But I like how willing this horse was to the wire, was able to hold off Miss Inclusive, who also had a little bit of traffic trouble around the turn. Skyflower, has in mind the transition from the synthetics to the turf, now to the main track. Has keyed up against some good horses. Mile and a 16th. That looks like maybe her limit for her best race, and we'll see today. I know you got a little bit of interview.
We caught up with Jerry Brooks yesterday. He got the money with Cooking Up a Storm. A couple weekends ago at a big price, and he did well here last winter. He's 8-1 here with the 6 Skyflower. Here's what he had to say about the Nellie Morse.
She's doing great. She worked fantastic last Saturday. Looking pretty good for this race. I'm hoping to lay second, third, laying right off the pace. And she turned it on, turning for home.
All right, he seemed pretty quiet there. Had a grin on his face. He liked that work last Saturday at Pimlico, going 5 furlongs. And thinks Louis Garcia is going to be right there turning for home.
You look at this race, Juliette maybe could pull what Bishop's Pond did. When dictating in the 38 go-go, kind of got out there, relaxed on the lead, and was able to kind of pull away from the field. Sky Flower, though, in that video, she was close. She was keen to go, and she did lose a couple lengths going into that far, or leaving a half-mile pole into the far turn. So, a clear trip, she might be able to keep Julia in her sights and get to her a little bit, get to her sooner.
Right.
But I agree with you. I think lineup best fit is going to sit a great stalking trip as well for Claudio.
Yeah, the rider came off at the break last time. That wasn't the horse's fault, but before that, a good third behind Miss Locust Point, and the Willow on the move with Miss Locust Point, my early pick for the Barbara Fritchie in February. Lineup best fit was third behind Songbird in the Grade 1 Del Cap last summer. I think Claudio has her in good form. Kevin Gomez should get a nice stalking trip breaking from the 7-hole. I think she'll be in a beautiful spot going into that first turn.
Yeah, that's my mistake there. I must have.
Who do you have on top?
It should be the 7. 7-3-4-6. Yeah,
Okay.
In race number 9.
For Keith, guys, here,
Yeah.
make it 7-3-4-6 here
7-3-4-6.
for Keith. So we both like the 7 here. The 3, Jewel Rat, she's in good form right now. So for Ben Colbrook, she's won 3 in a row. Nice allowance win at Keeneland, then Churchill, Ellis before that, but we haven't seen her since mid-November.
Well, she was supposed to go in the 38 go-go, and she didn't go. But she's given time to regroup off of a lifetime best number. I like that. You see the layoff stat for this trainer, 22% with a ROI of over $5 from a good sample. Horse She Beat came back and ran a lower 80 number when winning a $100,000 stake at Remington. Juliet, we've seen Ben Colbert come in and pass with horses. They run well. He did with Enrage. He did with another one last year, China Grove. Yeah, she's going to take the field a long way.
All right, so a big, nice 8-horse field here in the Nellie Morris, going a mile and a 16th. Let's take a look here at the 10th and final race, 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Philly Mare is 4 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months. Never won 4. I go with the 2, Ballroom Dancer. I hope she breaks sharp on the inside with Angel Cruz aboard for Jerry Robb. Jerry Robb with a good win yesterday. Anna's Bandit, right?
Anna's Bandit, right
nice win yesterday. So, yeah, Ballroom just going to have to break sharp. I don't like the inside post, but she has some early speed. If she can break sharp, she's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. I hope she gets a good break, and she's right there.
Yeah, I mean, and she can stay around. She can rate if necessary. We've seen it the last couple times. She's made a move into that pace. Wildcat Gaze is going to be my top selection. Picks up Weston Hamilton. I think this is a very tactical run, similar running styles as Ballroom Dancer. Ermine and Purrs, maybe a price user underneath, along with Miss Switcher.
How about my girl Annette Eubanks, Stormy Mama? She got the money for me yesterday. Ice on the Severin. Yeah. Beautiful ride by J.D. Acosta. And, yeah, Stormy Mama right there at this level. Last out at 23-1. Be coming late again at a good price. All right, so that's the 10th and final race. $400,000 stakes here at Laurel Park. I think the multi-race wagers today will be very strong. Then hang around, watch all the action down there for the world's richest horse race, the $16 million Pegasus World Cup down there at Gulfstream. Then save some money for tomorrow for that pick 6 down there. Unless Action Andy hits it today.
He might take it down. If it doesn't go today, I'll have to come in and ride your coattails, maybe come in on a small percentage of your ticket.
All right. Good luck to all our friends down there, Dave and Phil, Acacia, Ron, and Jason, the whole team down there. Good luck for Pegasus. Looking forward to our big day. Good luck. Right. Robin coming up next with all today's scratches and changes.
Good luck.